Okay, what is this? Day 6, I guess. Even though it's vlog number 7, I guess officially day 6 of being homeless and living out of my van. So, still at the campsite. I'm just taking the camp trash up to the bin up here. Refresh myself a bit. Brush my teeth. And first job, fuel. I got about a third of a tank left, third, somewhere around there. Meant to fuel up yesterday, forgot. Which is why I'm making a habit of fueling up at half a tank, because if I do forget, it's not a disaster. But I think I've got about something in the order of 750 kilometres since leaving Sydney. Today I think I might take you to a tourist spot and then start heading south again and find a managed campground, or maybe a cheap motel, or some other camping situation where it's not free camping like this, but some other camping situation where I have access to facilities, hot shower, maybe laundry. Failing laundry, finding a laundromat in the first big town we come across. Well, maybe after the tourist spot, man. Yeah, decent night's sleep. Got very, very windy and noisy late in the night, and it rained a few times, which, disturbed my slumber. But a disturbed slumber is not unusual for me anyway, so I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling rested. Would like something decent for breakfast, though. Yeah. Anyway, be back with you in a sec. This big boy solar panel. 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 Another big boy solar panel over there. I just want a little solar panel. I think I might just have to bite the bullet and buy that one I saw at Bunnings that I thought was, about 50% overpriced. It is what I want. It does do the thing I want it to do. And for those who keep asking, why don't I just charge everything from the 12-volt socket? I do charge my phone during the drive while I'm doing that. And today I've got to recharge one of my big backup batteries while doing that, because it ran out of me last night. This bad boy, this Hyperjuice, 100 watt hour, like 4500 milliamp hour, 250 watt capable delivery, little brick right here. But there's a couple of things, and we'll talk about those, down the track a bit, when there's some decent context to talk about it. There's a couple of things that, I don't know, need more juice. And I know if the car is running, pulling power from the 12-volt socket won't flatten the battery if the alternator is working correctly. But I'm always so paranoid about that, because I was on a road trip with someone once where we did get stuck with a flat battery because they left something plugged into the 12-volt socket overnight, and their car did not depower that 12-volt socket overnight. Some cars do, some cars don't, when the ignition is off. So I've always been paranoid about using that damn thing for anything more than mobile phone. Plus, solar panel still works even if I'm parked. And because the Shuttlepod back there is a diesel, letting it idle just to have that alternator running just for the sake of charging something, not only a bit of a waste of fuel, but diesels don't like to be idled like that. It's not good for them. So yeah, there's a few reasons why I don't want to rely on that 12-volt socket outside of smaller devices like my phone when I'm using it for GPS and stuff. So it's just nice to have a free energy solution as well in the form of solar. Not a dumb idea to have more options than you need. Diversify your options when it comes to power, when you're a technologically connected dude, and when what income you can make while homeless is kind of reliant on having operating electronic devices. Hi. Anyway, Let's brush my teeth, get on the road, get some fuel, and I'll take you to a tourist spot that I've always wanted to visit. It's not very special, really. I'll tell you more about it when we get there. It's just one of those things. As an Australian, if you're nearby, you might as well go see it.
We're going to get on this 10 to 9, so do you want to have a rest here?
Bill the Bullocky and the Dog in the Tucker Box. The Dog in the Tucker Box Memorial is supposedly based on an incident that occurred to a teamster named Bill the Bullocky on the road to Gundagai in the 1850s. While leading his bullock team and wagon across the creek 5 or 9 miles from Gundagai, Bill's wagon became hopelessly bogged in the creek. Trying to drag the wagon out of the bog, one of his bullocks then broke the wagon's yoke. Thereupon, Bill gave up the job and went to have his lunch. But here, to top off his run of bad luck, he found his dog sitting, or worse, something that rhymes with sitting, in his tucker box. The other Bullockies thought the incident was a great joke, and one of them supposedly wrote a poem about it. In several versions, the poem spread the story of Bill's bad luck far and wide. And that's it. That's the Dog on the Tucker Box. The story, well, there are several versions of the story and a couple of different poems and a song or two written about the story of the Dog on the Tucker Box. Historians generally agree that no such event took place that inspired the specifics of the poems and the stories. It's just a general folk tale to speak to the pioneer spirit of those early days of the bullock drivers. Bullock, for those who don't know, that's a castrated bull used to pull heavy loads and stuff, beast of burden type thing. And some of the stories have the Dog on the Tucker Box as the hero of the story, bravely guarding the precious tucker box. And for those who aren't familiar with the term tucker, in Australian, means food. So that's the food box. You know, that's all the food they had for the slog, the trip, the hauling of whatever it was they were hauling. You know, very important. So some versions of the story have the dog staying behind to guard the tucker box for when the guy comes back with help to fix his broken yoke or wagon or whatever it was in the particulars of that particular story. Other versions of the story have the dog in a bad luck scenario. So the guy, breaks down on the side of the road. He goes for help. He comes back and there's a dog pooping in his tucker box. Which version of the story you choose to believe is entirely up to you. I like to think about the Dog on the Tucker Box as, just a lovely, loyal, brave doggo protecting the food while the boss is away getting some help. It's a weird little Australian folktale, but we all learn about it in school for whatever reason. It's not a big story. It's not an important story. It didn't even actually happen. It was an inspiring story, and the song was quite popular back in the day. And eventually, because this is where it happened, supposedly, this is where the story was set at least, Gundagai, they put a little statue for it as a little tourist thingy. And there's even, right over here, an empty tucker box, so you can bring your own doggo for a photo opportunity. Isn't that adorable? This is the Bill the Bullocky poem, the first version of the story, apparently. Some extra historical information up there for you. And this, I think, is these are the song lyrics for the 9 Miles from Gundagai song, first published in 1938, which was after the statue was put up. So it was inspired by the story and the statue. And if you're an Australian kid, at least of my generation or possibly older, I'm not sure about kids these days, but chances were pretty good. At some point in music class, you were taught that song and you sang that song in a choir or whatnot. I was in a choir when I was in primary school, believe it or not, before the voice broke and ruined it all. Now I can't sing for crap. Oh well. Not much of a tourist centre sitting here at the moment. Looks like they're having a big old renovation sometime soon. Look how fancy. Ooh. I got gotta tell you, I was kind of counting on there being some kind of touristy thing here. Shop, cafe, something to get food. So I don't know what to do next. I know where I'm going next, but it's a fairly long drive, and I might want to get something to eat before that. Or I could just have some of my oaty breakfast cookie thingies. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just get one of those snacky things and we'll get driving. Alright. So here's that suction cuppy thing I got for the GoPro. I was going to put it up there, but then you have to trail a cable all the way across down here and stuff. And this surface here, as you can see, it's all textured. Nothing suction cups to that. Nothing sticks to that. I was going to do it in here, but same problem. I was going to use a little magic arm gripper in there, but as you can see, sloped on either side of the thing. So any clamp just sort of pinches straight off that. Very frustrating. So I've currently got some double-sided, or not double-sided, some hook and loop tape, some Velcro on the bottom of the suction cup here. I'm going to try and Velcro that. I don't think that's going to work. Maybe there. No, there's just no flat surface to do this on. I need to find a solution to mount a GoPro safely. Oh, I am knackered. I desperately need food. Still haven't had. It's one of those days. It's one of those days where I intended to have breakfast and now it's nearly 1 p.m. and I still haven't eaten anything proper. I did, however, just drive for almost 3 hours. So that was tiring. Really should have taken a break halfway through that drive. Started to get a bit zombie by the end of it, which was not the wisest way to drive. As you would have seen in the edit, I have temporarily mounted the GoPro up the front here. I've got it covered at the moment because it was in the sun. I'm just kind of got it taped down there with some 100 mile an hour tape, they call it. You and me, we call it gaffer tape, but blue. So I've got to figure out a slightly more permanent mounting solution for that, but I like the position. It's not, in my eye line anywhere I need to watch. It's got a good view and it's easy to trace the cable where it needs to be. Speaking of the cat, I have just pulled into Bunnings again in Albury-Wodonga. Albury specifically. Albury-Wodonga is a twin city situation in Australia. A large geographical area separated by the Murray River. On the north side of the Murray River, you've got Albury, which is where I am now, which is still New South Wales. On the other side of the river, it's the new state. It's Victoria. So I haven't quite left New South Wales yet, but by the end of today, I might have. In any case, I also got this cigarette lighter adapter with several ports on it, including some quick charge ones, up to 60 watts. Promises it can charge a laptop. We'll see about that. Just so I can plug in multiple devices and have a high power option when I need it as well. But the reason I came to Bunnings in the first place is I did finally pull the trigger on that solar power bank we saw on, was it day 2? And I decided not to pull the trigger because it was more money than I was prepared to spend on what it was. But a few days ago someone did donate directly through the PayPal, basically the ticket price of this. I was going to hold out and see if I could find something a little bit better value, because even though, you know, someone gave me the money for it, I still didn't consider terrific value. Still don't. But after searching for 6 days now and not finding anything closer to what I want than this is, I pulled the trigger on this. So I'll give this a go over the next few days, and I guess I'll report back review style in a few days or a week or so to see how things are going. But yeah, right now I'm gonna pop this up on the dash because the sun is beaming down right now, and I am going to find somewhere to have a nice big carby lunch because I am woozing. I really shouldn't be driving much farther than the nearest fast food joint, I think, or a supermarket to get some more of those cheesy rolls or something. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the oh, must be near an airport. There's a plane just taking off. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the road footage. See more of that in the vlogs going forward as we develop the art, or redevelop the art of vlogging. So yeah, food. I need food. Food. So many of these clips in these vlogs, it's just me going, I need to eat now. It's a very different situation from being housed, where you can just, I need to eat now. Walk to the kitchen, there's food. On the advice of a few of you, I checked in on an Aldi supermarket. Didn't really have anything that caught my eye there, at least nothing I can't get elsewhere. The prices, well, I think the prices are a bit better, but there was nothing, there was no bakery section there for fresh rolls or anything like that. But in the same complex where that Aldi is, there is a Subway. So I'm gonna get my sandwich on. Yes. Oh, that feels so much better. 12-inch foot long Italian herb bread, rotisserie chicken style, tomato and onions and lettuce and old English cheese. Oh, so good. And I got Subway cookies. Gonna save those. So while I was very much enjoying my sandwich, seriously, if you've had nothing all day and then you have that, oh, fresh made sub. Well, fresh made sub. Right, so I was Googling around for campsites in the Albury-Wodonga area, and I spotted one that I remember someone mentioned to me. I don't know whether it was in the comments here or in the disco, but the Big Four. So it turns out for $45 overnight, which is what I spent for that other, that first managed campsite we stayed at on day 2 or 3 or whatever it was. Same price, but better. Because for that price, you get a powered grass site. You can get $65 for a powered concrete slab site. And sort of up and up and up to full on, cabins, basically. You can even get a powered site with an ensuite, so you have your own private shower and toilet. Or you can go all the way down to a basic grass non-powered site for like $30. So consider the bargain, but I do need the power because I have some things to recharge, which might finally give me the context I need to talk about the thing I want to be talking about for a little bit now. Sounded pretty good to me. So next stop there, and then we'll have a chat about another thing. it says complimentary waffle. And laundry facilities, yay! So there I am. I got my own water top up here. And power, yeah. And there it is, the reason I needed mains power today. This is a Rovin 600 watt power station thingy. So I've got USB power, I've got 12 volt out, and I've got an inverter for AC out as well. I've been using this thing to top up my battery banks and my laptop and whatnot when otherwise I can't. And it's been through one cycle so far over the 6 days we've been out, and I've been fairly impressed with it. So we're currently charging at about 310 watts or so. We should be done in about 90 minutes, I think. I've only put it through one full cycle just before I became homeless. But yeah, good old chunky boy. And we can also power it from 15 to 33 volt. If I had a big solar panel, I could charge it through that. But it's just kind of the interim thing. And whenever I've got access to mains power, sort of once a week or so, I'm supposing, yeah, we'll give it a top up. Fraser done. I am now back to 1 million ants. Alright, I'm all settled in at the caravan park. It's quite nice. Well, holiday park I think they call it. Yeah, it's quite nice. They do have laundry facilities, although I think I'll wait to use a proper laundromat tomorrow. They weren't the cleanest, and there was no detergent or anything. I don't have any of my own, and I'm told these days laundromat kind of things, just the machines add detergent for you automatically, and even softener. So I'll go I did drive past one on the way here, so I'll go check that out tomorrow, I think. Toilets and showers are adequate. I tell you this much, I will not be going barefoot in those showers. But yeah, to wind down the day, and to say our goodbyes, we'll do another campsite meal test. Well, this isn't strictly speaking camp. This is the Fantastic Noodles crispy bacon. Now, last time I tried this particular brand, it was the larger bowl type, and it was their beef noodles, and they were absolutely vile. I bought these today because, well, they're usually the cheapest on the shelf, but they're also on sale today, so I thought, you know, it's like $1.30, why not? Worst thing that can happen is I get a funny reaction for a video out of it. Can't detect much bacon in the scent. Let's see here. Rather bland, actually, which is a good thing, because the beef ones were so vile I literally couldn't finish them. I had to flush them down the toilet. It wasn't good enough just to throw them out. I had to disgrace them by flushing them down the toilet. They were so bad. The noodles are awful, rubbery and awful, but the broth and the seasonings and stuff are relatively bland but inoffensive. It is food, hot food in the belly. And again, for something just cheap, that is shelf stable, that I can cook, you know, wherever I am with my new jet boiler thingy. I'd say the crispy bacon ones are adequate to have around. Not the world's most satisfying meal, but it is a meal. So that's all that really counts at the end of the day. Is it a meal? Is it going to fill your stomach with a nice hot food? Well, hot food. nice. Better than going to bed hungry. But yeah, we are obviously losing the light now. I'm gonna tuck into the van after I've tucked into this, finish up the video, get it uploaded, and the Wi-Fi here at the campsite, the free Wi-Fi, the complimentary Wi-Fi, whatever they want to call it, actually not bad. The upload speed's fairly decent, so shouldn't be too frustrating getting this video uploaded and scheduled for tomorrow morning. And again, as for tomorrow, aside from laundry, I have one other thought to start improving the van experience a little bit, but we'll leave that for tomorrow's video, shall we? So I don't know whether it's going to work out. Well, thanks for watching. Thank you as always to those of you who have contributed in some way, by commenting, by liking, and especially those who have directly contributed in the form of the PayPal links or the Super Chat or the Patreon, all that kind of stuff. I really, really do appreciate what you've been doing for me, and it has been making a terrific difference as well. So it is not empty words when I say thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'll see you in the next one.